Hello, friends and viewers and everything in between. Welcome to a Flickin' Real movie review. I am Jesse Swift, as always, coming at you with the reviews for all the things that we watched. Today, we are talking about Encanto, coming from Disney, from directors Jared Bush and Byron Howard, and music, of course, by Lin-Manuel Miranda. This is a film that I have been greatly anticipating because Disney has just been on a winning streak, whether it be with Luca, Soul, and Moana was a little ways back, but just a lot of really great stuff, especially the musical stuff. Even Frozen 2, I thought, was quite the improvement from the first film. So we're going to get into it and talk about the cast, what I liked, didn't like, problems I may or may not have had. And yeah, so let's take a look.
Take what I'm handed, I break what's demanded, but under the surface, I feel berserk as a tightrope walker in a three-ring circus. Under the surface, was Hercules ever like, yo, I don't wanna fight circus?
And that is Louisa, played by Jessica Darrow, and I played that clip because Louisa, to me, is possibly my favorite character in this movie. And so we talk about the cast. We have Stephanie Beatriz, obviously very well known, not only for being in Lin-Manuel Miranda's last project, In the Heights, but also Brooklyn Nine-Nine as Rosa. She really shines in this movie, and it is definitely a departure from roles that you might know her from. John Leguizamo's in the film. Don't want to spoil who he plays if you don't already know. And there is a cast of really diverse talent. Ones I'm not as familiar with, so if I butcher any of these names, I apologize, but I want them to get their due. Mauro Castillo, Angie Cepeda, Carolina Gaetan, Diane Guerrero. I don't want to offend anyone more than that, but the cast is fantastic. Everyone does an amazing job. A lot of the times, whether you're kids, adults, you come to these movies for the music. And so the music, outside of the cast, one of the first things I want to address. We were already listening to the soundtrack on the way back home. This is some of the best that Disney has had in years. And that's really no surprise when you have Lin-Manuel Miranda behind the scenes, just giving it all that he's got. And this definitely feels like a love letter to Colombia. And I love the flavor that this movie has. And it's something that I think if you get emotionally attached to these films like I do, like my wife does, you're just going to have wet eyes the entire film. And what's not fair is they start getting at you with the short that they have before this movie. I believe it's titled Far From the Tree. I won't give a lot of details about it. I will say it's about two raccoons, and I believe my wife next to me was practically sobbing, and I was definitely feeling the moisture in the eyes. Fantastic short. Can't wait for it to show up on Disney Plus so we can watch it again. The story of this film, I will not spoil anything about it. These are non-spoiler reviews. That's how we do it here. The story, it's not what you're given in the trailers. I think the trailers intentionally try to make you think it's going to be something else. And there was multiple times in this film where I thought I knew the direction and I was proven wrong. But at the center of it, the heart of this film, as always with a lot of Disney films, it's all about family, whether it's functional or dysfunctional, and relationships. And it's very impressive the way that they're able to give each of these characters in this very large family, I believe the Madrigal family, they each have their own personalities, they each have their own struggles. And obviously we have Mirabel at the center, Stephanie Beatriz's character, at the center of the whole story. But you still get a really good look at all the characters. I recommend this movie for anybody, any age, any background. It is fantastic. I think if you have a large family or you have a lot of complex relationships in your life, I think that this might touch you really deeply. I gotta say that it resonated with me. I think this is my favorite, like straight, like Disney animated film I've seen in, I don't know, maybe a decade. I heard some people say it's the best since Frozen. It goes past Frozen. This is like Tangled quality, but like with more music. I think it felt like more music. It was a lot of music, but it was a lot of really good music. If you're a fan of Hamilton, when you get music by Lin-Manuel Miranda, you almost look forward to each musical number, and it's not like you're waiting for it to end. So obviously, this is a overwhelmingly positive review. If I were to come up with any negatives, I would say towards the end of the third act, when it's wrapping up and it's coming to its conclusion, and they are, solving what the problem was. It felt a little, even for Disney, it felt a little, wrapped up in a tidy bow and a little hurried and a little rushed, maybe. Not so much to the detriment of the film, but I felt it a little bit. Granted, this movie is sitting at, I believe, 93% on Rotten Tomatoes, critic score, and like 94 audiences. So everyone is loving this movie, and I am fairly confident that I can say that if you're watching this, you'll probably also love it too. If you're looking forward to it, I think, you have all the reason to. And if you're not, go out and give it a try. I think it's only having a very moderate kind of opening right now in theaters. So I encourage everyone to go out, see this in theaters. Don't wait for it to come on Disney Plus. It's a great experience. It's really nice to just be surrounded by all the sound and the colors in this movie. Man, it is a beautiful, beautiful film. And you are going to be listening to the soundtracks, and it's going to be one of those ones that, you're not going to be annoyed by your kids or your nephews running around or nieces running around going, let it go, let it go. It's stuff like some of these are bops. They're absolute bops. So yeah, if you saw the movie already, I know I'm a few days late seeing it. Please comment down below. Let us know what you thought of the film. And also, if you haven't liked the video, and give us a subscribe. I would love to have a conversation about this movie. I am looking forward to seeing it again as soon as possible. So again, this was Flick and Reel's review of Encanto. First thoughts after coming out of the theater. Loved it. Made me weep like a small child. And I think the entire group that we were with absolutely blown away by this film. Disney, this is some of the best you've done. Keep it up. They are not getting stale anytime soon. So Encanto gets an A+ review from Jesse Swift at Flick and Reel. All right, guys, until the next review, thank you for joining us so much. Appreciate you for stopping by and being a subscriber. All right, guys, keep it real.